Lore Friendly 108 with myself and Alice Bell. Again, 2 weeks in a row. Is this a record?
Guess who's back again. Ladies. That's not even the word, is it?
What, ladies? Ladies is a word. I believe it's in the dictionary.
But in the song it's Shady's back, not Lady's back. But I think it works better for me because
yes, it does.
I'm a girl
Yes.
and I'm not shady.
Yes. I thought that was intentional as opposed to like a slip.
It was.
Yes.
It was completely intentional, as is any markedly funny remarks that we actually make on this podcast. It's all completely intentional. It is not just a slip of the tongue.
Yes. That would be interesting if you just said the funniest things, but it was completely by accident. You meant to say something completely serious, but you became like the world's greatest comedian just by constantly fucking up.
I think that's just literally our podcast content, honestly.
That's true. You're like, why are you laughing? I said something very serious and dark, and you're completely confused, but you just roll with it because that's how it is.
That's just how we do it. Like, we don't actually understand each other on even the most basic of human levels.
Exactly.
This whole podcast is an unfortunate series of miscommunications.
It is the whole American English thing, really. It's
just different senses of humor, different senses of wit. My accent makes me sound 10 times more intelligent and profound.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yes.
That sort of thing.
But I wear glasses, so that also helps me look intelligent. Although you can't see me, so that doesn't really help in that regard.
No, I just imagine you as being a snowman.
Well, what if I wore glasses on my mouth?
Then
would help,
you would end up with really steamy, spit-colored glasses.
Okay. I guess that wouldn't work. But speaking of mouths, mouthwatch this week. We have no update.
Mouthwatch.
We have no update this week. But I did come across another interesting, weird fact. So you're familiar with Farkas from the Companions, right? He's like a...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it was either Farkas or Vilkas who was my first romance.
Oh, really?
In
They're
Skyrim,
completely different people, aren't they? Like Vilkas
but they've got similar names. One sec.
So you confuse them because they have similar names, but they don't have similar personalities because Farkas is a bit of a dum-dum.
Oh, yeah. Farkas was the hot one.
Yes.
Vilkas is a bit of a wanker.
Yeah. Farkas is the hot one, but a bit of a dum-dum, right?
Yeah.
He says things like, I've never been a smart one, but the Companions welcome anyone with the heart of a warrior. So he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
But he's not a tool.
Or so he says.
Wait, what?
Because if you look at his stats, Farkas has maximum speechcraft. He basically, at like level, because he levels with a player, I think at like level 20 or 30, I'm not exactly sure what level, he hits 100 speechcraft. Like, his way with words is like better than I don't know, who's like a wordsmith in the game. Anybody at the Bard's College. He is a lyrical master. He is basically Eminem.
He'd have put in ladies back intentionally.
Yes. He would have done it and been super witty about it. But he would have made it seem like an accident because this whole, like, I'm a dum-dum thing, it's a front.
That's what I was thinking when you said that. Or he's just so adorably dumb that it's just really charming.
So that's why his speechcraft is high?
Yeah. It's not something intentional. It's just that he's so adorably dumb that he can get away with anything.
Of course, the other explanation is they gave him the wrong class. So.
Yeah. But I prefer our explanation.
Because I think all the trainers in the game, they all have like really high speech class, and he's like a heavy armor trainer or something. So
yeah.
But Farkas, secret smart guy, secret brainiac. It's a possibility just based on the CK stats and stuff. So there you go.
Well, to be fair, you don't have to be intelligent to be good with words.
Just look at us.
Yeah, that's a very heavy misnomer, she says, as if to prove her point.
You don't have to be articulate. You can still be smart in other ways.
Yeah, like you can be wonderfully articulate, but then what you're articulating is absolute bullshit.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I feel like that's the theme that we see throughout the world that we live in, aka Jacob Rees-Mogg. Just throwing that out there, you know. Not wanting to get too political, but Jacob
Yeah.
Rees-Mogg is very literate and he's very well-spoken, but he's a fucking dummy.
Yes. Yes.
Not a fan.
Yeah. I mean, that's how basically I got through college. It's just I didn't read anything. I just bullshitted my way, which is
Yeah, that's also
using
how
the
I got
English
my way
language.
through the first couple of years of university. The amount of reading that I didn't do
Yeah.
for the first 2 years of university was pretty embarrassing, really.
And I guess that's kind of a skill. That's an art form in itself, in and of itself. In like math and sciences, you can't do that though because the answer has to be right. Like 2 + 2
Yeah.
has to equal 4. It cannot equal 5 because 4 was having a bad day and didn't want to hang around this particular equation. So 5 stepped
Yeah.
in because 5 is very honorable. 5 is like Farkas. It's a nice guy. It's a good guy. Has very high speechcraft.
Yeah, whereas with English, you can just... So long as you make your arguments sound reasonable, so long as you word it in the
Yes.
right way, it can be absolute dog shite.
Yeah.
And I know that because that's what I did for my master's degree.
Confession. You don't want any of your professors to hear that. But maybe they might reward you. Hey, you fooled me. Kudos to you. Pass. You're a doctor.
Nah, I mean, I had my own ideas. It's just that looking back, my ideas were not great, but I was good at making them sound great.
Exactly.
Like, I wrote an entire essay, not just on dick jokes in Anglo-Saxon literature, but on why depictions of the vagina and the penis in Anglo-Saxon literature decries a fundamental fear of female sexuality because it was written by monks who were virgins.
And there you go. That's your first mention of dicks on the podcast.
And that was my highest marked essay
If you had
throughout my entire university career.
8 minutes in to talk about dicks, put that on your bingo card because Alice mentioned dicks.
Yeah, we should make some bingo cards for this podcast.
Or take a shot. Take a shot every time we mention dicks. It's guaranteed.
Why
to
not
get you drunk.
both?
But to put a bow in that, we have no news on Dolamar's front.
No,
No news about the
unfortunately.
mouth.
Nothing
if we
at all.
did, it would be within the first minute. We wouldn't tease you. We would let you know
No.
right away.
We
Breaking
wouldn't-
news.
Yeah, we wouldn't, do a bit of foreplay. We'd just get straight down to the nitty
Yeah.
gritty.
No bearing the lead here.
No.
Is there anything else you want to talk about this week? We have a lot to talk about, I'm sure.
It is not normally within 9 minutes of the episode that you say, so is there anything else that you want to talk about, Alice? Normally we
That's-
leave that for the last,
Oh, that's
at
true.
least
Okay.
half an hour in.
So-
Come on, Chris.
okay,
You're
so-
saying this like we don't have a plan written down on the Discord.
All right, so in other news, should we talk about this exclusive stuff, this Call of Duty
Yeah.
exclusive stuff? Okay.
Yes, Call of Duty has caused ripples through the gaming community this week because they announced that there was that there were going to be multiple multiplayer modes in the new game, but that one of them was going to be a PS4 exclusive.
And that's new, isn't it?
Not the whole game, not the whole game being a PlayStation exclusive, but a game mode.
It's like Skyrim, only Stealth Archer is only unlocked if you have a PS4.
Oh my god,
Is
I'd
it
never
that
play I'd never play Skyrim. I'd never have played it.
No, is it that far? Is it like really important, or is it more like
It's a feature that's missing from the game, basically.
Yeah.
This is just one in a list of egregious examples of game companies having these exclusivity deals with different consoles and different platforms. It's like normally it's less egregious, so it's not a missing game mode per se, but more of like aesthetic choices. So if you buy from GameStop, then you can get this, this, and this. If you buy for the PlayStation 3, then you can get this, this, and this. But then you get some more egregious examples. So I think this is just the start of a list of things being ruined.
It's an interesting experiment because usually what they do is they just have a timed exclusive where you can only get the game on PS4 and then it unlocks for everybody else like 3 or 4 months later. So this is a little bit different in that everybody's getting the game at launch, but they're not getting the full game if they don't buy it on PS4, right? That's a weird one. That's a different tack to use. I don't know if maybe this is just them experimenting, trying something different, like they feel like the timed exclusive thing hasn't been working or
But it's
what?
it's a year.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a long
That's
ass
the
time.
thing.
So I don't know. Maybe they don't feel that this mode is essential to the experience. Is that it? I mean, you're a Call of Duty player, right? You've played a little bit.
I've played a bit of zombies from time to time.
You've outed yourself as one. How essential is this? Like I said, is it Stealth Archer or is it more like, I don't know,
I
what's something obscure? Marrying Farkas. Because if
I wouldn't
Marrying
say-
Farkas wasn't in my game, I wouldn't even notice.
Yeah. I wouldn't say by any means is it essential to the game. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Would you rather have the game simply delayed but have the complete game? Like 3 months or something, 4 or 5. But what do they usually do? 3 months? Is it 6 months? It's not a year, right?
No.
Would you rather have that, like a delay on PC, Xbox?
I just think it's a bit stupid in the grand scheme of things. Because there's no need to deny people.
Oh, there is. There's a money need. There's a monetary.
Oh yeah, there's a money need, but in terms of the consumer, it's not consumer friendly because you are essentially
course not.
punishing somebody who wants to get the full experience. You are punishing them for
Right.
for not buying another £400 game system.
Right. So would you rather just have it delayed like a few months? Because they're gonna
Yes.
do something anyway to get the money, right? They're gonna make it exclusive just to get the cash. So that's like a
Yeah.
guarantee, more or less. But you would rather just have it delayed a few months?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I can see that.
without a fucking doubt. Because the thing, it's just so unfair.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's not right to punish players for playing on certain systems.
Yeah,
It's
it's weird.
honestly, I think the whole idea of game exclusivity
Yeah.
in a lot of cases is just really stupid. Like
Well,
full
it-
games being
it's all
ported
based on money.
But I think that full games not being ported across systems is probably less awful than just denying or withholding certain game modes. Because at least if you've just held back the entire game, you've got the excuse of, oh, we just can't work with the engine, we're just dumb, we don't know how it's going. But they've clearly got it for both systems.
Yeah, I'm just
So they are literally just putting it's more of an egregious middle finger than anything else.
I'm just waiting for us to have like a Wu-Tang Clan situation where you remember like a couple years back they released a record and they made it like the only record in the world. Like nobody else can listen to it.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not gonna push it out.
I think that was more than a couple of years back, Chris.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I can't remember it myself.
Because some douchebag like Martin Shkreli, the like pharmaceutical guy, like, you know, he raised like pharmaceutical prices to like
Yeah.
an absurd amount because he wanted to profit. But he bought the record, and I don't know if he ever let anyone listen to it. Like, it was up to him if he wanted to let
Yeah.
people listen to it. He bought the record. But I think one of these days a game company might do that. What if Todd Howard decided, like, hey, TES 6, we're only going to sell one copy. It's going to be on its own console.
Could you
so you cannot
imagine?
duplicate it.
Oh.
And it's going to go to the highest bidder. Because you know how the world is now, where we have billionaires like Jeff Bezos, like multi-billionaires,
Yeah.
maybe even a trillionaire by the time TS6 comes out. And then we have the peons like us who don't really have much money. And so the way the market is shifting, maybe like some video game dev is going to get this idea, like, what if I just sell this to Jeff Bezos for $1 trillion? Well, not a trillion, trillion's a lot, but $1 billion. You know, he has multiple billions. He could, you know, he might be able to buy it. I could just make $1 billion just like that. Sell Jeff Bezos. He's the only one who can play TS6. He has it on his own special console. It's like made of gold or something. What if that happened? How crazy would that be?
We'd have to rely on the altruism of multi-billionaires. Which is not something that I want to have to rely on in a world where my life is consumed by multi-billionaires playing these games. It would just really drive the point home that we're living in the darkest timeline, I think, honestly.
Do you think
Not all
how
the
long-
awful shit that's happening in the world, but no, if one super billionaire
Yeah.
bought Elder Scrolls 6 and didn't distribute it any further, that would be the proof that I need that we are in the darkest timeline.
Do you think he'd live stream it just to taunt us poor people?
I don't think he'd live stream it, but he'd live stream it with a massive box over the screen.
Ah.
You know, a big black box that's blocking out everything but the tiniest details in the corners of the screen.
Would he spoil it? Would he spoil it on Twitter or just have fun with it and just make fake spoilers or something? What would you do if you had the only copy of TES 6? You won it in a lottery or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say Jeff Bezos didn't want to even play. He hates Elder Scrolls. He just bought it
Yeah.
because he was
He hates
whatever.
those fucking dark elves.
Yeah.
He hates the Altma. He doesn't want to know what happens to them anymore. No.
So what he does, he goes into a warehouse, one of his many, many warehouses where his workers are being exploited. He goes and finds a package, just a random package, drops TES 6 in the package. That package makes it to your house. What do you do with it? I mean, you're obviously going to distribute it, but would you play it first?
I'd play it first, but I'd keep super quiet about the fact that I got it. Because
Oh, that's true.
you would be doxxed to hell and back.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine?
Oh,
You would
man.
be doxxed to hell and back. My house would probably be broken into multiple times.
That
And
does not
I
sound
would be
fun.
living in fear of my life if I got that. It would be a blessing and a curse, but unfortunately, I don't have the money to protect myself like the Jeff Bezoses and the Bezoses and Elon Musks of the world. I don't have that.
Well, you could. You could probably just set up a website and, I don't know, you'll get like 1 billion hits or something if you just put a link there, right? Although
I'd
the
sell
link would
it
probably get shared,
for
huh?
$5. I would share it for $5 per download, and I would then have the money to protect myself. And then I would happily out myself as being the hero who distributed Elder Scrolls.
Yes, you would be a hero. I don't know if you'd get doxxed because if you distributed it right away,
I would
people
if I
love
kept
you.
it. If I kept it to myself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would get doxxed to hell.
But I think if you immediately distributed it and then everybody disseminated it out to the rest of the world, you would be a hero and you would probably get a ton of Twitter followers and then become an influencer. So there you go.
Chris, I've just thought of an idea.
Oh yeah, what?
What if we distributed it, but we replace every character's voice with mine and yours? So they've hired out all these wonderful voice actors, but the only copy that we distribute is the copy with just me and you doing all the voices.
And I can't do accents, so it would be really, really bad.
Oh, this is what's happening. This is what's happening.
We could make a mod that does it anyway, but
But it would be more fun. It
Yeah.
would be so much more fun to just give everyone what they... It's like the monkey's paw.
yes.
You wanted Elder Scrolls 6, but you got it with 2 idiots voice acting it. Thousands of characters, all with the same voices.
I do have 2 voices, actually. I have my normal voice, and then I have my snooty voice. My snooty, what's that guy's name? The guy in VTMB.
Oh, hello, Prince LaCroix here. I'm here to fuck up your shit, fledgling.
There we go. We'd have that guy. He'd be the Jarl of everything.
And then you'd have you as everyone else.
Rim jobs. That guy. Yes, I would have myself, my lovely voice that people...
Voicing every other character.
Yeah.
And I'd do the girls.
Oh, God. See, that would be okay, because you would take it seriously.
And I'd do them... Or you could do the girl voices and I'll do the boy voices.
We could do that. We could just pick them up randomly out of a hat. That's what we would do, yes.
Yes. Like, you don't know what you're going to get. You've got this really sexy lady and then Chris comes in with...
Hello? All of a sudden, just switch. Like halfway through a line, I would come in. It just works.
You know what? I think this would be an excellent anti-piracy measure for Bethesda to implement. So, you know how video games like to implement their own fun little anti-piracy measures by leaking on by leaking onto the internet a version of the game
Yes.
that is broken in some way. So there's one where you had a gun that only fired chickens and you couldn't get anywhere. There was the Video Game Simulator, which had loads of people complaining on the forums that they couldn't get past a certain level because people kept on pirating their games. Not quite understanding the irony, because they'd also pirated the games, and that pop-up was only possible if you pirated the game.
It's basically outing yourself.
But Bethesda's could be leaking a copy of Elder Scrolls 6 Online, but me and you are the only two voices.
And it would come in late, like, you know...
I'd
like,
say 10 hours in.
Yes, 10 hours in, your voice the whole time. Then you propose to your lovely wife, your companion. You go to the Temple of Mara or whatever, and then right as you say I do, it's like, hey, I sound like this now.
Yes. So, Bethesda, if you're listening...
And they are.
This is our anti-piracy
Yes.
pitch to you.
Or they could just not leak the game.
Get me and Chris in and get us to do all the voices. And they can start smattering it in at the 7 hour mark.
Yes.
So you hear some voices that are substantially less fitting into the world
Yes.
than they should be. But then slowly, everyone has that voice.
Yes, yes. Like you meet a couple NPCs, they have that voice, and you're like, oh, these are new voices. I've never heard these actors before. And then all of a sudden there's like more and more and more. And then eventually, suddenly you notice that NPCs that you previously talked to have changed voices. And then all of a sudden it's just everybody. It's everybody. It's us. It's our game.
And you can imagine people on the PC being like, I think I downloaded a really weird mod.
Yes, yes.
Because all the voices are just these two weirdos. What mod does this? What did I do? You didn't mod it, mate. You downloaded a pirated game.
Boom.
And then maybe there should be a quest about pirates that is
could be.
unbeatable. It's a metaphor for the fact that piracy in video games is actually unbeatable. And whilst these anti-piracy measures are fun, you know,
That's true.
it's not going to work. It's not going to work in the grand scheme of things.
So yeah, TS6 gonna be an exclusive.
Exclusivity. Bad idea.
Gonna be exclusive to one person only. Look at your Amazon packages. We've already given Todd the idea, and once Jeff Bezos puts it in a package, someone will get it. It might be you. So there you go.
You know, I want to call Jeff Bezos Jeff Bozo.
Oh, did you? You and Trump, you're like the same. You got the same wavelength there.
Jeff Bozo. It's a weird name. I don't know how to pronounce it.
It is a weird name. It's probably short for something else.
It's got some silly vowels in it. It's got a Z in it. Whose name has a Z in it?
Well, it's
Come on.
probably something European that's been shortened. It's like John Wick. His real last name is something Jovanovich or something.
John
Jovanovich.
Wickerman.
So, like, Bezos is probably Bezosinski or something. Who knows?
Not me. That's for sure. We always like to end on a high note, don't we?
Yes. Was there anything else? Is there any fun news? Let's talk about something fun. Is there any fun?
I don't know if there is any fun news.
Oh, that Goose Game, that it looks fun, but we're going to talk about that next week.
We're going to review Goose Game next week. Because I'm excited about that.
Oh,
I'm very
that
excited.
game looks fun.
It looks so good. I want to be a goose and I want to be a dick.
This scratches both those itches.
Dick, dick, goose. That's what the next episode is going to be called. But with stars because
Yes.
Algorithms.
Yes. We don't want to be the next MXR.
No, we do not.
So yeah, on that note, take a shot. Cross off your bingo cards, and because yeah.
See you later, lads.